two I've cut headed out. Cut this next one up here by Kevin. A lot of good seed trees. Dad's getting ready to bring a big one down. Dad gets to cut the veneer. I get to cut the lumber. He's always fast to get to them good trees, which that don't bother me any. Dad likes to cut them, and I enjoy seeing him cut them. What we're doing here is we're working our way from the top of the draw and back. Then we'll cross the creek, or the ditch, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a creek, a draw. And then we'll work our way over there. Dad's working on another big one there. You gotta kind of watch your speed. You can't just lay too many down in places like this. I think Dad's getting ready to follow it, so I'm not going to turn away yet. There she goes. Come on. Easy, easy, easy. Yep, that's good. Eased on down. Good wood. These things are cutting a lot better than I thought they were. Wood, excuse me. That's a good color in there. This one leaned pretty hard, so when I bored it out, you can see where I left a little hold wood here on the back, and it pulled just a little bit of that, which isn't a big deal at all. I kind of fell it into that one there I've got hung up. I've got another one here that's cut off. So, and I'm actually going to get to cut a little cream here in just a second. Some good trees right next to me. So really before, there's another one right there you see. I mean, they're thick in here. Good bunch of timber. Good bunch of walnut. Like I said, that quality is out of this world. That is good stuff right there. These should do well at the market. See that piece there? Good sap line, good color in it. Good Kansas trees. So like this one here, I'm going to put it back down here on this other treetop. So Kevin needs to get those two for sure that Dad's just brought down. And really, I'd like him to get these here out of the way before I bring this one down, because it's going to go right in here. Which, that's kind of the plan of attack right now. We want to try to minimize the mess and put these tops back on one another, but at the same time, we're working, you know, from the back to the front, so we need to get these trees out as we go and not just get in a hurry and put a bunch of them on the ground like we usually do, trying to just cut for volume and speed. Dad's brought his Ranger today. I didn't bring mine. A lot of trees right in here. Really more of the trees are on the other side of the draw, and some of the better trees are over there, believe it or not. Dad hadn't been over there yet until still hadn't been over there, and I went over there yesterday, of course, and seen some of those beasts over there and was telling Dad how much better those trees over there were than these here, and he just couldn't believe that. So I hear Kevin coming on the skidder. We'll try to flag him down and get him back here, because really, I'd like him to get this one, the one hung up first. That one right there will be all right for now. He's going to have to step her up. Have to try to make some fast turns. He's got a decent drag to where he's going, so it's really need to put on an extra choker and try to drag 3 at once. Usually we don't like to work that little thing too hard, and I don't like to drag too many walnut at once because I don't like to take the risk of tearing up the bark this time of year. Try to keep them intact. Comes Kevin there. Nice easy landing. Dad's cutting the monster there. I just brought this guy here down. I'm gonna cut this one here, and I noticed yesterday it had some bad spots in it. Excuse me. I noticed yesterday it had some bad spots, and you can kind of see there an old lightning seam. Sure enough, on the back side there's some old scars. And I thought, well, you know, we can salvage some lumber out of it. I punched the saw in to start boring. She's just a shell. You can see, if I can keep my balance, right there, and there's another one down low here, kind of a spot like that. So it's a shame. That's a big tree. I was hoping we could get at least a little lumber out of it. That there is quite the tree that Dad's cutting. That'll probably be the old soup du jour tree. Okay. This other one up here ain't no good. That other big one ain't no good. It's just a shell. He's gonna wait till Kevin. He's gonna wait till Kevin gets this other one down here out of the way. Then that tree's gonna fall in there. So Kevin's on his way back. I can hear him right now. He'll get that out. I just heard Dad say that didn't cut really good, so I'll go down here and hook chokers for Kevin to speed things up. We'll watch this monster come down. Cut off bad there, but she cut off good in the butt and in the top. Those are good trees. Dad's saying 1021 on the first cut. I said 22. We'll get back with you on who's right, but I wouldn't put my money on me. That vine's what he's looking at, grapevine. It's in the top of that tree right there. Of course, I'm standing here next to the Ranger. There's still 4 or 5 back up above this tree to cut. These trees have been pretty soft today, actually. Our spurs that hold them usually, how we let them fall and control the fall, they've not been holding real well, and even with 2 and 3 spurs, they've been breaking off. And some of these trees ain't really had that hard of a lean to them, I didn't think. Got some on the back side holding somewhere. There she goes. It's just a little sliver in the heart holding. Look at that thing. Look at that. What a pretty piece of wood. That's a good sap line on this. Good color. You can see over here at the outside she was starting to go bad. And I'd had some questions yesterday with Dad because it had a big dead limb on the top of it, which Dad's getting ready to cut that off right now. But anytime I see dead limbs in a tree, this is what I worry about right here. If those limbs are starting to die, that's going to tell you right then and there that tree is probably on the downhill side of its life cycle. Yeah, it might continue to put leaves on, and it might still produce a fruit like a walnut for a few years, but each year that stuff will get bigger and bigger and bigger. Just like this other tree up here. Produced a lot of walnuts and a lot of leaves and no dead limbs to speak of, but it showed lightning star. All this was gone. The only thing in that tree up there is the sapwood, keeping the stuff going to the limbs and the fruit. That's a good tree. That is a high dollar piece of wood. Even with those little dry sockets right there, they don't go anywhere. That really won't hurt the value of that tree whatsoever. And what we'll do with this, we'll trim these up on the landing. So we'll trim that sap off, and I'll actually trim a lot of that out and cut it out. But the big question is, what's it going to look like when we cut it off? I think it'll look good, and I'm hoping it's 22 inches. Like I said, Dad says 21, I say 22. Dad's probably 99.9% right, but I'm going to take the gamble and still go with 22. Kind of get an idea how big these trees are. We're running 25-inch bars on our 661s, and you know, there's several inches of this tree in the ground. Of course, this is the butt. The butt doesn't. You don't take any measurements from the stump of the logs. You really don't. You look at the stump for your figure and your quality. But other than that, your measurements go up top, for those who don't know. So I get a lot of calls about people that they'll try to tell me measurements on trees, and they want to tell me how big it is across the butt or how many inches around it is across the butt. And honestly, that doesn't mean too much at all, because these things flare out real big, then they taper. So Kevin comes back, I'll have him pull this down, and I'll cut it off. That way we can utilize all that up there, drag it out to the deck. So we got the big one wrestled out there. Had a little trouble. Kevin got hung up in that hackberry there, so I had to cut it. Of course, that big tree was kind of wedged in here like so, so it took a little finagling to get her out. I do love those one tree walnut drags. So that's about got us cleaned up in that area right there. Get my bottle of water. Dad went to look at some more timber. Got a different spot on this farm. I think this farm's just a little under a section, which is 640 acres. So got that one there cut, and I cut another one down here a minute ago. I'm going to work on getting some of these across the ditch knocked down. Actually, it looks like there's one up there I need to push the treetop out around. Several trees on this side, some really good ones. We'll get these on the ground. It's pushing upwards of noon, so not a bad morning, all things considered. Get through here without dropping you guys in the water. It's good dirt, good black dirt. The trees like this that are going to fall out here and block the road, cut them last. Try to pick and choose where to go. We're pulling a big one out. Kevin was having a little trouble with it. He didn't feel comfortable. So we need to jump on, take it out, which I'm fine with that. These big ones can give you some trouble, give you some fit. Especially this little 440. If you winch it any kind of angle at all with these things, it'll put it on 3 wheels. So you really gotta watch what you're doing, watch what you're running over, watching where you're going all times. I say that as I'm videoing. See, like right now, we're starting to get into a bind. We'll drop the load, get through here, straighten out, pull her to us. Away we go. And it's okay that Kevin don't know how to do that, because it takes a lot of experience. It really does to get to where you can kind of read this, Read the ins and outs, know the tricks of the trade. It's not something you pick up the first day, or the second day, or even the third day, or the second or third week. That tree's got a big wide crotch on the top of it that adds to the difficulty of the drag. We're running on the low side first gear. See the winch is starting to slip a little. Being a good skidder operator just comes with a lot of time and experience on a machine, working a lot of different scenarios. Young, I was always scared to death I was going to turn over or roll over or mess something up, and I think that fear is good. I think it's good to have fear, because if you fear something to some degree, you've got some respect for it and you're cautious. Now that being said, I don't think it's good to be just deathly afraid of it, but it's good to have a little bit of fear instilled in you. See what they look like. You'll get the hang of it. Getting better every day. This was the log in question from earlier about me and Dad going back and forth on the size of it. Alright. Uh-oh. 21 that way. About 23 that way. 21 that way. I would say Dad's gonna win that. 21. 21. Well, he's only been doing it for going on 59 years now, so that's pretty hard to compete with that. I bucked that log just so I could see what the diameter would be. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.